Hey, we're on. Sorry for the delay. Had a series of mishaps. One of which was I forgot my tripod back in my other sled. And the other one was, I was walking out to my one sled. I had a Tupperware minnows under my arm with a sort of shoddily put on lid. And I was crossing my fingers. Nothing was going to happen. And they spilled out into the pocket of my coat. And then when I went to get my keys, I got my hands into a handful of minnows. So how's everybody doing tonight? I have to actually chip the holes in the ice right now. So I will give you a heads up on how much ice there is then. As you can see, it kind of looks like there's a lot of steam coming up off of me and my body. It's because, well, I was walking out here and it's really, really cold. I didn't have time to get the wood stove going, so I actually have my propane portable buddy going. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see me chip some holes. I know it's not super exciting, but yeah, Struckus, it is definitely cold out here. And it's got a breeze. It's got a breeze. All right. Hi from Sarnia. Right on. Thanks, Andrew. Rob, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I got the heat on max. I'm doing good there, John. Yeah, I'll try to probably put my heater a little closer to me. Usually I get the wood stove going in here. All right, so I got to chip some holes, so I won't be looking at the chat for a minute. So chat amongst yourselves. Yeah, I always tell myself, I'm like, all right, Coke Machine, you're going to get out here like an hour early, take it easy, fish for a while, then finally go live. I think my sense of time is really warped. Actually, remove my mic here so it's not picking up all this. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes live on the ice is difficult to stay connected. So anyway, yes, it comes in and out. Bear with me. I'm going to keep chipping these holes, and if I notice that it's going off the live, I will come and fix it, but otherwise, I'll just try to make sure it's going by the time I'm fishing, you know? Oops. Okay, that's the 2 holes. Should have just drilled them out. Try to keep this dynamic. Wasn't thinking with that one there. All right. All right. Oops. Oh boy. It's been a few days since anybody's been out here, so these holes are a little bit filled. It's about how much ice I had to chip away. Sorry to make you guys go through all this. It's part of the process though. Normally I'd have all this ready. I'm sure for a lot of you hardcore ice fishermen, seeing this happens probably brings as much joy as catching a fish, huh? Yeah, drilling out these holes, or pardon me, spudding out these holes is a thrill in and of itself. If I just had my auger, I would have had some nice fresh holes going. So I hope that was satisfying. Hope that was a satisfying 13 minutes watching holes get sputted out. Now we're gonna get out the gear. So I'm going with whatever I have on my rigs here. So far, I'm be throwing down this lipless rattle bait, one of my faves. And then here we have the same rig I had before, where it's got the spoons for weight, and then a treble hook down here where I'm going to put minnow. Going to get started with that. Going to be putting that on one of these tip downs on top of a crate. It's a pretty sweet way to go when the bite is subtle. And then on this side, like I said, I'm gonna start with the rattle bait. Down there right away. Get myself a chair. All right. Just gonna get the minnow on the other line. Lake trout, eh? Kyle, whereabouts were you fishing? What area? You don't need to tell me the lake, of course. Rob, I'm running a Rode Wireless Go. It's a separate plug-in little wireless unit that I love. Of course, I don't really get a look at what the levels are because the YouTube Live doesn't show me levels, so I'm just sort of crossing my fingers here. But there's a guy who I'm sure recognizes half decent audio. You can fill me in on if things are overloading. Sweet. How you doing there, Dave? right, so like I said on this line, we're running the old spoon, double spoon, I guess, flare spoon. Double because they're really light. And then there's a minnow on the treble, about a foot down. Glenn Fishing, nice to see you. Kyle Sundridge, yeah, I keep thinking I need to go down to Bernard down there and catch some of those whiteys. I guess, is it T-Rev? He's the guy who runs the operations down there. I often see his posts of fish on, boys. They were just waiting for that minnow. What do we got? Jumbo perch. All right. That guy didn't take very long. Okay. All right, so first fish of the live stream. I'm gonna throw him back. He's not quite as jumbo as I'd like. It's funny, on Nipissing in the summertime, I don't catch many perch at all, but in the winter, sorry. There we go. In the winter, I seem to catch lots of them. So just dropping the line back down. Yeah, 18 feet of water there, Russell. Oh, I had another perch on this minnow. I haven't even got my other line down yet. Or I assume it's a perch. Could be the minnow's the key today. Got it on the tipper. Hopefully that's a nice view of that rod there. Another line down too. Oh no. Looks like I either ran out of gas or the heater turned off. There we go. We're cooking with ice as we speak, Fred. Yeah, if you guys can hit the like button, that's appreciated. If you enjoy doing this, I'm gonna try to get out here once a week. Yesterday, I apologize. I was I guess my wife does like a lot of photography style stuff as a hobby, and it was the full moon last night, so I said, all right, you take some pictures of that moon and tomorrow I'll do my live stream. So she got, unfortunately there was a lot of clouds, but the sunset was pretty sweet. So I was going to turn this camera over to my other hole here. Not sure how much of that flasher you can see. Probably not that much. So yeah, but then I figured, there might be a lot of people here on a Friday, maybe more than a Thursday, but I can't guarantee that I can do it every Friday, but I'm pretty sure I can do it every Thursday. The Masuda rods are treating me well. There we go. Oh no. Oh yes, must be a real small perch. Oh, there you go. That guy is maybe the smallest perch I've caught all year. It's probably about a 6-incher. Yeah, not that big. Yeah, the Masuda rods, I don't have any complaints. They seem like they're very well designed, and they're light, really light. I think most of my other rods that I have are not nearly as light. And it's they're designed and perfected in Canada or something like that. I met the guys anyway that make these rods. Obviously when they gave them to me. But yeah, I like them. They seem very well designed, and I'm always game for supporting fellow Canadian business people. So I like them. On this rod here, I almost feel like my reel's too cheap. Too cheap to put on a rod. It looks so fine. But that's what I got, On my other rod, I have a Fluger reel, which is my preferred reel. This other one is a Optimum Optics 10. I used to just take my old regular I used to just take my summer reels and use them on my rods. Then after a while, I started getting ice fishing specific reels. I don't know what kind of reels you guys like to rock. I know there's lots of great combos that people use. Even in this hut here, the people who lend it to me, they've got a whole assortment of different kinds of rods and reels of various calibers. I think they're mostly like combos they would have bought over the years. Thanks for showing up, Dave. Dave Dickhout. And yeah, it's 2 perch in here so far. Spent most of this live broadcast drilling the holes back out or spudding the holes. Yeah, Len F, I'm thinking there's going to be walleye coming in. It's been mostly walleye catches here the last little while. So, yeah, mostly walleyes here. The last couple of live streams, it's been mostly walleye with a perch or two. Let's see if I can bring out a flash. Wait, I got an idea. for the noise. Classic. All right. Trying to make this so you guys see the flasher, but also see the fishing. Oh, there we go. There we go. First walleye of the day. It's probably a 12. There you go. Probably a 12. Hit on my golden rattler. Looks like we got a nice sunset going on out there. I always wonder if anyone's actually watching me from the ice. Okay, rattler's back in the scene. Sorry I missed a bunch of messages there. Yeah, somebody suggested me last week to just stomp the floor until the fish start biting. I've never tried that one before. Off-grid wannabe. I haven't fed the hole with anything. Sometimes I've tried that, and sometimes I don't. I don't give it a shot. I didn't bring anything special. I know, as I recall, back on Simcoe, people used to put salted minnows down the hole, and then I don't think they outlawed that. They just outlawed vendors selling salted minnows. Yeah, Rob, this is the Garmin Striker 4. Lake Scugog, eh? I've been to Rice Lake. Actually, I think I've been to Scugog too. Anyway, I love going to Rice Lake to catch the carp. I know lots of people don't really like carp, but if you want to catch a lot of huge fish in one day, they're a great fish to figure out how to catch. So, Rob, the Drifter series of the Masuda rods, are those, I'm trying to think, are those the summer rods, or is that the ice fishing rods too? Sorry if I missed that. Carp fishing is fun. Just as I was leaving Toronto, I figured out how to catch them, and then and then I moved up here, and they don't have any. Although I saw a guy caught one off Sunset Point last summer, a nice juicy one too. But yeah, I tried so hard to fish for carp in Toronto for the longest time. Pardon my ignorance, Rob. I should pay more attention to the rods that I'm using and what models they are. So this is a Drifter right here in my hand. Okay. So that's, yeah, the open blank is on my perch rod, because both of these are the medium heavy ones. I mentioned before that I like the medium heavy rods. So yeah, that's the drifter one. Sorry, it's not going into focus, but I haven't seen any trucks on my end. Everyone's just got their ATVs, snowmobiles, and side-by-sides. Okay, so that's the Blizzard series. Hey Dave, welcome to the show. The fishing has been not too bad. 2 perch, 1 walleye. That's good to hear, Isaac. Welcome to the party. It's bringing you luck, eh? Have you caught anything crazy? Right on. So Rob, what kind of rods do you like to use there? I mean, like what? Like a heavy, medium heavy? Like I try to cover all the areas. Richard, yeah, nice seeing you on a Friday, buddy. I don't know how many times I'll be able to do this on Fridays because that's sort of family time for my wife and I. But Thursdays, I can guarantee or try to guarantee I'll be out here. My best. Unless something comes up, Dave, no keepers yet. The only walleye I caught was a 12-incher, but I guess both the perch I could have kept. One was maybe 6, and the other one was maybe a 9 or a 10. Adjust this a little bit here. I'm actually Dave Dick out. I'm on the North Shore. So I'm just west of North Bay. Yeah, I wonder, even the way I chipped out the holes here didn't give me a great opportunity for measuring the ice. But maybe tomorrow I'll get out and drill a hole proper and get out the tape measure. What area are you fishing at, Isaac? Shiners or chubs today? Today it's shiners. The gas station pretty close to where I am started selling minnows, and all they've got is shiners. And I actually have last year's chubs in my aquarium at the moment. I figured I'd keep them there because it was the best life support system. But then in the end, they sort of became my buddies. So they're in my aquarium now. Maybe one day I'll use them as bait, but probably not. Yeah, Dave, it sucks that you can't get up here this year. I've got a lot of friends who come visit me ice fishing, and I'm not seeing them. I missed out on Christmas with my family because my wife's family's in Mississauga, and my own family is north of the Shelburne area. And then, it's like I haven't been able to fish with my brother, even though he's fairly close by. Willwood, eh? I don't know if I've heard of that area, but I remember going to a play in the Stratford Theater there. Yeah, I can't say enough, Rob, about these Rode Wireless Go's. I had one unit where the battery died, but they're just these tiny little wireless mics, and like just the two items in the set when you buy it. So you get the receiver and the transmitter, and they're pretty good with most phones to plug into whatever, Like I just got myself a Samsung. I'm shooting on a Samsung S20 FE or whatever right now, and I just plugged it right in. I just got this phone like yesterday and plugged in my mic, and no problems. Everything's working great. I have like an old school ugly stick, Richard, that I used to use for the jaw jacker because they're so indestructible, and I just bend them as hard as I could. I did have one of the more modern ugly sticks, and I don't know if I cared for it as much as some of the other rods I've got. I think the problem was that it started to, like, it had the little fiberglass tip and it started delaminating. So that sort of turned me off of those ugly sticks a little bit, except for the old school ones, which I actually traded a rod to my brother for. Dave Austin. Sometimes the whole full moon, new moon stuff, sometimes I find that I'll have terrible fishing on full moons, even though I had a buddy who was like, oh yeah, man, full moon. I sort of figure those fish are hungry most of the time. But that being said, I have caught a few fish on a full moon and on a new moon. But mostly, like you say, fishing anytime. That's when I try to get out there. Anytime I have a free moment. But yeah, sometimes I know when it's a full moon, I'm like, okay, it's a full moon, so maybe the bite will be on. But I've definitely had some amazing bites when there was no. Sorry, I'm just trying to turn on a light in here. Looks like my battery died. Hold on, guys. I'm going to try to get this place a little more illuminated. All right. Well, that pretty much solves the problem. Oh, looks like my heater went off again. Come on. All right. Well, looks like I'm having some lighting issues here. Oh, I see something happening. All right, I'm going to try to solve my lighting issues here. Again, I apologize. But this is real fishing, real and live. I can't edit this stuff out. I got to actually fiddle with my lights in real time. All right. What? There we go. There we go. All right, I got the heater a little closer to me now. Got some lights going on. Not sure exactly what time it is, but should be a little warm. Yeah. Well, I might change out my lure on this side. I know I've been rocking that rattler and that got me the one, but I don't know if I can resist putting down a vibrato lure. They're just too damn good. And plus it's getting a little dark, so I might throw a glow unit down there. Put you guys onto the... Keep an eye on that for me, eh? I'll be fiddling in my tackle box for a second. All right, I'm gonna throw this guy on my lure rod. And put my headlamp on too for extra light. Sorry if this extra light's making things seem a little spookier. Yeah, Dave, it's a good unit. Definitely the Striker 4 gets the job done. I like it a lot. Plus, in the summertime, I use it. I like to keep things simple instead of having multiple different gizmos for everything. So the striker sort of covers that. There we go. Come on, big fish. Dave, do you notice the 4-second delay? Because they give me an option to put a delay on, and I opted to not have it. So maybe that's just the nature of these live streams. I wonder how long the delay is if I select it. Mr. Brickboy 38, I believe the temperature out here is -14 today, and there was a bit of a wind. Yeah, it's going to chill up. It's going to chill up later tonight. There's still slush. There's still slush out there. I can't believe it. As I was walking out, hit the first. Whoop. There we go. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Wally. Okay. It's another 14-incher. Actually, I give that guy 11 inches. Whoops. Almost stuck my brand new fishing rod into my heater there. I'll turn you guys back onto the flasher combo. That was fun. So far, it was only perch I was catching on this dead stick. So that's the first walleye. What kind of heaters you guys like to use in your huts? Like I usually have the flip hut, and I like to use the portable buddy. Seems to get the job done. I've also used the big ones that sit on, like the sunflower ones that sit on top of the big 20-pound tanks. Those ones are great as well for when you're trying to heat a bigger hut. Like I've got an 8-man hut that I use that on. Kind of feel like I might have lit myself on fire a little bit. It has happened before with one of those sunflower ones. I did indeed light my jacket on fire. I was having a particularly good day with my buddy, and then he just says, he's like, "Eric, you're on fire." And I'm like, "I know, those fish just keep coming in." He's like, "No, dude, I think you were on fire." And I look down and my friggin' coat is smoldering. It was a sweet ass coat too. And it had, oh, it looks like we got some fish on the flasher here. Come on. Yeah, it was a sweet coat, and I had to get rid of it because I lit it on fire. So when you're rocking those sunflower style heaters, make sure you give yourself a bit of space. Yeah, it's funny because Fred, when I come out to this hut here, it's my landlord's hut and he lets me use it. There's a lot of sweet things to it. Like, using the wood stove, and it's got all sorts of stuff in it already. But like some people who watch the first 11 minutes of this broadcast, having to chip out the holes is a bit of a nuisance. And I hear that you can damage your auger by augering out the same old holes, but maybe a few guys who are more regular ice hut users or ice shack users can fill me in on how they like to clear their ice hut holes. I usually just have the flip hut, right? So I just pick a new spot every time. Like even if it's slightly off my last spot. Come on, fish. I heat with ice. That's good. Yeah, I've got a 5-pound tank. Do you need a special adapter to plug that in, Struckus? Because I usually just am using the 1-pound tanks. I think I think I have the adapter now that I think about it. I always forget about what I have by the end, after going through the summer and the fall. Don't go out. Sorry, my heater's making funny noises here. Oh, here we go. Ah, damn. Here's the situation. Something was on my vibrato, and then I went to turn the camera to make sure you guys saw it, and I lost the fish. Classic. That thing back down there. Why is this light not working anymore? I guess. That's a good idea. Second Amendment. Let me try that out. Uh-oh. Backlight. See, I would think that would be it. Hopefully that fixes it there. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, that's true. You gotta lose some fish. Oh, I think I had a bump there. Come on. I had a beauty walleye on one year and I lost it right at the hole. I'm sure you guys I've felt that kind of pain before. Anybody who puts some time in on the ice, you're going to lose something sweet. I didn't see the question about losing the spud. I think that was probably during that period of time I didn't review what the comments were at that point. I've never lost a spud down the hole myself, but I do know that I've left a spud like on the ice and it disappeared in the snow during a snowstorm and I never found it again. So I assume it's somewhere at the bottom. I had a buddy who used to live in Caen for a while. Yeah, I think you're right. Second Amendment, that was the key. Thanks very much. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do there, Struckus. These vibratos, especially this one, I think it's the 3/8 ounce one. You can really stir up some stuff. I usually have a big light here that's, let's show it to you here. This guy, it's some sort of special Canadian Tire, massive light, lasted me a year, made by Moto Master. I'm sure some people have some opinions about Moto Master. I certainly do, now that this light just decided to no longer work for me anymore. It's always frustrating. I mean, mind you, I've been dragging it through all sorts of crazy weather for a year and running it in negative 30 temperatures, stuff like that. So it seems like this week we've gotten up to, I think it's 61 right now. Is that the highest we've been? 62. Wow. Thanks everybody for coming in here. Because the first 10 minutes of my live stream was me spudding out holes, I'm actually going to, add an extra 10 to 15 minutes of fishing because that was pretty lame. Although I'm sure, a lot of the old timers with a solid feel for ice fishing and the tradition of ice fishing probably appreciated watching me spud out holes for 11 minutes. But I'm sure for you guys who wanted me to get right to it, probably weren't too impressed with the spudding. So I'm shouting out Ivan and Nigel. You guys are waiting for the lockdown to end, eh? It's really been something. I thought somebody told me that it's being extended more. As time goes on, I just keep thinking to myself, I'd really like to go ice fishing with my brother sometime, but this isn't flying. One day, I bet you Carl will be watching this. That's my brother. I'm sure he might be watching it now. I don't know. If he is, he should pipe up. Get on the chat. Yeah. Oh, somebody tapped. Come on. Right now, I'm about maximum a kilometer out on the lake, maybe 3/4 of a kilometer, maybe even half a kilometer. I can't imagine losing a monster pike. I think the biggest pike I've seen come through was my brother. I think he caught one that was maybe like 8 pounds or something, but I saw some video on TikTok of a guy trying to haul this fish out of the hole. It was horrible. It was brutal. The fish was so big and the hole was so small. and he just had some big gaff on it. And he was trying to haul it out, and I'm like, how else do you get the fish out? But I don't think that's going to be a catch and release fish, you know? Yeah, you know, in the spring I had to cancel my usual carp trip to Rice Lake, and I'm still hurt about it. And it's really, my dad's already canceled the trip this year, and I'm pretty bummed about it. So, you know, it sucks having to, you know, give up all these fishing trips and stuff like that. And I'm sure for you guys it's the same thing, having not being able to come up here. One day, one day it'll be done. Yeah, I got just the shiners tonight. No chubs. My brother was talking about some sort of dirty propane. Yeah. Yeah, I think my brother was talking about getting the filter for the tank. You'd hate to gum up your little buddy heater, you know? Yeah, the plan is to be back next Thursday. That's when I'm going to be trying to do these. I know Friday seems more pristine because people are getting off work and they can really sit back and relax, you know? But got to schedule sometimes, you know? Come on, fish. Jeff Emo, welcome to the party. Actually, I'm not using the jaw jacker tonight there, Brad. I am using just this tip down with the rod on it. Minnow. It's kind of sweet. Of course, I don't have a whole heck of a lot of light over here. I apologize to anybody if I'm missing any comments. I'm trying to stay on top of them, but I do lose track of them every once in a while when stuff is going down. I am enjoying my Striker 4 there, Ian. Definitely. I'll have to try some of the different modes because I know Struckus was telling me about a different way of doing it, and I usually just go with the old flasher, straight flasher. Yeah, usually when I walk back across the ice, I always have my flashlight in hand in case anybody's zooming around. You know what? I keep hearing about these dinner bells, and I actually looked up the company again yesterday, and I'm like, I better order some of these dinner bells people are hyping. And it seems like the company is constantly selling out of them, which I guess is a good thing, you know? So So the A scope, that is a different setting on here, right? So we got whoops. We got the traditional. I know a lot of people do swear by this kind of thing. And then there's the split frequency. Okay, a vertical flasher. The traditional settings. Sorry, this is oh, I see. This is what you guys are talking about, eh? I mean, you probably can't see it very clearly, but that's the vertical flasher on the right there. Sweet. Sorry to be. Sorry, it took me a second to figure that out. That's cool. Zoom in, eh? That's nifty stuff. Now, if only a fish could come in while we're looking at it. So, I guess when you're looking at the A-scope on the right there, Brad, you can see my lure jumping up and down. So, I guess you would get another blob will show up on this screen somewhere if there's a fish. Probably above or below my lure or right on it. And then I guess on the left side there, you'll be able to see both how the fish and lure are interacting, and you can reflect on how it happened, because it's got, like, you know, it's got the view. That's a good tip, Craig. Huh. It's funny. You learn something new every day. I remember Struckus telling me about this setting, I think, for a while. And I was like, how do I do this? And then there you go. You guys just gave me live tech support. And I'm the guy making the broadcast. So much appreciated, you know? All right, I'm gonna put on something real noisy, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Shit. All my neighbors are starting to head in now. 2 perch, 2 wallies. Nothing big. Still caught fish. Oh, I didn't show you guys the lure. Anyway, it's a Sabile Rattler. One of my faves. So far, this minnow has been pretty quiet. I'm starting to get some ice on the line here. Yeah, my brother loves those rippin' wraps. Yeah, I would like hang out here all night long and just keep fishing. The problem is, like, I do have an abundance of data at the moment that I need to blow through, and it would be probably doable. But my kid just got home from daycare, and we're gonna be having dinner and whatnot, and I gotta go say hi. 'Cause I'm sure he's hyped to see me. It does look like a heart monitor. Dax K, there's probably a few better places to be fishing on this lake than right here, but oh, it's all my neighbors. The color I just threw down, if anybody wants to know, is the perch color. Catch lots of perch here. They're on the menu. I do have a UV jig and wrap that I might throw on. I'm on the North Shore, Dax, west of North Bay. I think not having a million people fishing in the year, that probably will have a benefit to the fishery for sure. Yeah, I imagine less pressure would benefit the lake, but I do think it's a absolutely fantastic lake to fish on. So, like when people tell me about, yeah, I got a fish down here, guys. You see them? Ooh, looks like there's two of them. Not sure. Come on, bite it. Classic, eh? I have seen the walleye talkers. I even made some of my own. It looks like you guys probably caught on to that fish before I caught on, eh? Eventually I caught on. Going for a few super dramatic rattles here. I don't know if you guys can hear that rattle. Geez, all right. So like 2 more minutes, all right? 2 more minutes and I better head in. It just sucks when you see a fish and then it disappears and you're like, come on. I've definitely had lots of moments where something big and crazy has hit in the last 2 minutes of my intended trip, you know? Seems like this minnow has gone pretty quiet on the left here. All right, folks. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for joining me again. This has been a fun, hang out and chat, fish and whatnot. I think that's the most fun part about it. It's definitely hanging out and chatting. So we'll catch you guys on Thursday. Hopefully Thursday will be good. And we'll see. So tonight was 2 perch and 2 wallies. Nothing too impressive, but still good hanging out. We'll catch you guys later.